an A-Train's laughing at us too. Do you know if they're doing a match today?
I would assume so.
Yeah, maybe they already did one. Actually, it's not even the regular season yet.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. Alright, here we go. So this is going to be the first game in a show match between IBM and Cerner. We've got Variants playing here Zerg for IBM, and Kayashu is going to be playing Protoss for Cerner. This is going to be played on Ohana. It's a best of 5 today, and it's not Pokemon style or anything. It's just we go right down the list. So the matches are all predetermined. The players, the races, and the maps are set in the beginning for the first 4, and then if it goes to the 5th one, if we have 2v2, that's an ace match. And then each team can pick any player, including somebody who's already played. So on the top left here, we've got Kayashu, who's going to be our red Protoss. And on the bottom right, we've got Variants as the blue Zerg. Ohana is a fairly balanced map. One thing that's really, really strong in this map is the Immortal Sentry all-in from Protoss. The distance is not terribly huge. It's kind of a medium-sized map, and the positioning works really, really well. You know, if you do an Immortal Sentry all-in and you get into this third choke here, a lot of times the Zerg isn't going to have their rocks down, and force fields are really strong in these chokes. So you can just do ridiculous damage. I've lost several times to Immortal Sentry all-in on this map against Protoss. So we'll see what Kayashu does. He does have the low-ground pylon, so presumably we're going to see the Forge Fast expand. The interesting thing to see will be exactly what count he does it on. The greediest way you can do this build would be 17 Nexus. A much safer build would be a Forge First on like 15 or something. So we'll see. He is doing the early probe scout here. He's going to see that there's no pool. Variants is setting the drone down here, so it looks like he's actually going to go hatch first. Oh, no, okay, he did go pool first. He's just setting this drone out for scouting. Hatch first, of course, is very risky, because against the Forge First Protoss, they can cannon out that natural, and you won't have lanes to defend it. So there's going to be Forge First on 15, so that's a pretty safe play. You can definitely get that cannon up in time, so early lanes won't be too much of an issue. Variants is spotting here. Does he? Yeah, okay, he sees that probe poking around now. And the probe's just going to go home. So we got hatch down on 16 after a 15 pull for Variants. We'll see if he's going to go for the third hatchery. He does have a drone out here kind of poking away at this probe, and he's not yet moving his Overlord over. There is still cannon danger on that third hatchery as well. And Variants, in the meantime, he's denying this expansion, so you can see that, oh yeah, okay, it does go down. Kayashu is about 100 minerals later than he probably would have liked on that. So he's going to get 15 Forge, and it looks like there's 17 or 18 Nexus. There's the follow-up there, so pretty good Overlord positioning here. Variants kind of needs to move this other Overlord out. I like to get another one up on this corner as well, so you can fly in at like the 8-minute mark or so and see what's going on. Oh, and this probe gets trapped. So you can escape from that if you right-click on a mineral patch. It'll float through the worker, but he was probably just looking somewhere else. So lots of good scouting here from Variants. He's just keeping this drone alive in the main. Gateway follow-up. I feel like this is late. There's no cannon started either.
The third hatch is down.
The third hatch is down, but you see these two lings are going to get right in. And he only built 2 lings? Yeah, he's got 2 more on the way right now. But the cannon isn't even started, and there's no gateway.
Where's the cannon?
Just starting out. I don't know if Variants is going to look up and see this. He's going to poke up with 1 ling, but he can get 2 lings in, and that's actually pretty huge when you do that. You can run around, pick off probes, pick off pylons.
See if you even noticed that. Yeah, he did.
He sees, yeah. Yeah, he's going to get 1 ling in just to kind of scout around, and this drone is actually still alive. But he's
he put her on patrol.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's choosing to just poke in with 1 ling. He's going to bring this other one around. I'm not really sure why. So cannon's finished now, so that was actually really risky on the part of the Protoss, like almost unnecessarily so. 4 lings over here, I guess. Maybe he's going to start chewing on these racks. Yeah, and he really should hold that tower too, just so he can see if there's anything coming. Alright, third hatchery is up. So Variance is just going to be droning like a madman now. He's got 20 in already with 6 more on the way. That's kind of the spirit of this build. We'll see, what is his queen count? So he's got 1 of the main, 1 of the natural, and then he did build a 3rd queen that he's walking over. There's lots of different strategies for the queens. Some folks like to build 2 right away in the main and transfer 1 down to the natural. Sometimes you just build 1 as each hatchery pops. Sometimes you go up to 4 or 5 for additional creep spread. So lots of
natural gases.
Oh, interesting. Okay, it's taking... So 2 gas at 7 minutes. So that's actually pretty late. The standard timing for gas in this build is to take 2 gas at 6 minutes. But I think the Protoss is just really far behind, and I think Variant saw that. So there's really no danger. You know, really, you get those 2 gases so that you can be safe if the Protoss is trying to do a 4-gate after the Nexus. Uh-oh. Are we frozen?
Yeah, kind of.
Yours froze too?
Yeah, I can still scroll around, but...
Oh no, it's Variance. Oh, he dropped.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, he was doubling the supply too. That was... Variance was definitely ahead there. Alright, I'm not sure what the protocol is on a dropped game. Cerner 1-0. Yeah, I mean, I guess it's an exhibition match, so it's not like it really matters. We could recreate it if they really want to play. Gabe says, unless it's obvious, it will be regamed. Define obvious.
Oh, good old A-Train. I guess we can't have him play our ace match.
Yeah. Alright, so it looks like we're going to regain. Do they have that resume from replay thing working yet?
I don't think so. I haven't heard anything about it.
That's like one of the hugely touted features at Heart of the Swarm that's supposed to fix this problem. Is you can just reload the players back in from the replay like right at the minute that it dropped and keep it going.
Yeah.
But I don't think they'd get that out for the beta yet.
No, I don't think so. I haven't seen it used at all.
Don't drop again, nice.
I asked him if his wife pulled the internet. He said no. Earlier this week, I told Akira that he would be 10 to 15% better at StarCraft if he wasn't married.
Only 10 to 15%.
You can tell him that I was lowballing it, but you know, whatever.
Yeah, I didn't bring up the APM there, but Variance APM is just insane. That game that you and him played, he was averaging over 250 by the end.
And I was averaging 50.
How can you have 250 and only be platinum? Like that's...
He plays a lot of unranked. He doesn't like the ladder. He gets the ladder anxiety, which I don't really understand, but that's just me.
Yeah, dude. That's like some Grandmaster level stuff. Whatever, man. Alright, let's try this again.
It's back to you versus me.
Yeah. That's weird. Last time, yeah, so Variance has got blue this time, and I thought that last time Variance had entered the game with red, but he was blue in-game. So either they switched it and I didn't notice, or it's bugged. He dropped because of the wrong color.
I believe that.
Too late now. Alright, so here we go again. So this is a remake of game 1. We just had a drop in the previous game at about the 8-minute mark with no clear winner. So we're going to replay game 1 between Cerner and IBM. This is going to be an exhibition match for AHGL Season 3. So exact same spawn positions, exact same colors. Again, we've got Kayashu as red Protoss in the upper left for Cerner. And we've got Variance as the blue Zerg for IBM in the lower right. And they're saying good luck, have fun again because it's a regame. So we'll see what happens. So last game we saw pretty safe but slow opening from Kayashu. He did the forge first. It was about a 15 forge, and then he followed up with 17 or 18 nexus. He's doing the low ground pylon again, so it looks like we'll see the same thing. We also saw a pretty safe build out of Variance. He opened with a 15 pool and then a 16 hatch. Much safer than hatch first against the Protoss that's doing forge first. And then Variance was going for that standard metagame of right into a third fast expand and just droning really hard after that. That was as far as we got. The game dropped, so we'll see what happens this time. Both players are just going to do the same thing. Do the early probe scout here. Just going to see that everything looks standard, no early pool. So again, as I said last time, this map is really strong for the Sentry Immortal all-in. Telltale signs of that would be 3 out of the 4 gases that are taken. I think there's variants of it with 4 gases as well on the Protoss side. And that usually hits, if you're a pro, it hits at like the 9-minute mark, but since none of us are pros, it would be a little bit later than that. So slightly earlier forge, it was on 14 this time, or maybe it was 14 last time as well, and I just didn't notice it. And
there's also a pylon block.
Yeah, one thing that's different, we do have a pylon block at the natural this time, and then that probe's kind of stashed. So Variance did go pool first. He sees this pylon block because he's got the overload right over top. So there's a couple ways you can respond to this as the Zerg. I think one of the most common right now is to just take your third instead of taking your natural. And drone first probe, the drone will win, especially if it gets the first hit there. So you have to pull that probe back. Okay, and so yeah, he's just going to wait, build 4 lings, build the queen, and take the natural just a little bit later. He's just trying to deny this nexus a little bit. He didn't actually deny it at all. You can see that he's just now getting 400 minerals, but of course there's no way to know that. So 4 lings are out. They're going to cheat on that pylon, and then I expect we'll see a double hatchery right after that. You can see his minerals are really high. He's at 400. Actually, he's going straight in, and the only way Kayashi's going to hold this is if he does a full wall off, because his cannon is not started, his gateway has just started, and then, yeah, Variance is taking, oh, he's built so many lings. He's got 8 lings out right now. Okay, if he gets in, this is almost game over for Kayashi. 4 lings are in, cannon is just started, this pylon will go down. Yeah, this is bad. He almost needs to start. Okay, this is really smart. Get a cannon up to protect the main probe line, because that's almost certainly going to become relevant here. He should... Yeah, I like that. I think building at the natural and going for like a 4-gate or something is really your only choice at this point. We'll see if he tries to cancel the gateway. He's going to let it finish. Yeah, and this is really smart by Variance. He's going to run up here. He's going to be just